making that move, right, Doug, to a different quarterback.
And maybe you don't have to give the whole franchise over to Jalen Hurts, but I feel like a week off would allow Carson Wentz to kind of regroup.
Sometimes you have to step back an inch to move ahead a mile. And I think that's the kind of thing that Carson Wentz needs right now.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin on Thanksgiving morning, but we're filling in for them. Shay Cornett, Jordan Cornett here with you. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thanks for being with us. Hopefully they'll let us come back. We've kind of taken this show a lot of different ways. Today, That's who we are. Today is a lot about family and football and food, and we're just kind of encompassing it all. Starts with family. Me and you, buddy.
Yeah, me and you.
Here we are.
Forever.
All right, we do need to talk some football. Not necessarily a game being played today, but an intriguing situation nonetheless because of what is going on in the NFC East. And we will see two teams in the NFC East try and surpass the Philadelphia Eagles today. To do that, one team's got to win. Can't tie. Either the Washington football team or the Dallas Cowboys, somebody's got to win. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles are struggling, to say the least. And they've got another tough opponent on Monday night as they welcome the Seattle Seahawks to Philadelphia. Here's Doug Peterson on what's going on with his quarterback position.
Tough decisions have to be made in this business, whether it's a tough decision to move on from a player in the offseason or the decision now to whether you're going to make the move at quarterback or not. I mean, these are all decisions that have to be made by me. But for the most part, I focus on the players. I focus on getting better each day.
You're not making that move, right, Doug, to a different quarterback?
Not today on Wednesday, no.
Okay, possibly for Monday?
I'm focused right now on getting better today. I mean,
okay.
We're looking, I don't know. I mean, I would say no.
Carson's your starter for Monday?
Yes.
Okay. That is proof. Doug Peterson is not committed to Carson Wentz. Proof is brought to you by Pennzoil. Pennzoil synthetic motor oils are made from natural gas. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil based on sequence for a wear test using SAE 5W30. So
it's good to see indecision goes beyond the quarterback position, but also to the coach.
That's rough.
I mean, but to me, it's
You're right, though.
How much worse could a response have gone? It's clearly opening the door that there is indecision going on at the highest of levels there on what to do with the quarterback position because what is it, $121 million committed to Carson Wentz there? So for financial reasons, you feel like you're...
I think it's 130.
You feel like you're tied to that quarterback and Carson Wentz. And Jalen Hurts, who you drafted in the second round, was supposed to be an option at quarterback. And every time he's been out there, he's done what he's done in college. You know the talent, but he can't take care of the football. 3 fumbles and seldomly used. So you're in a very tough decision where there's no clear-cut answer, but your head coach, Doug Peterson, who has a knack for getting the best out of the quarterback position and prides himself on being an offensive-minded guy, he doesn't know. Or maybe it's not what he wants. There's clearly something going on. To say, we're not making this decision, not today on Wednesday, what does that say to you, Shay? That there's a decision that's going to be made at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not before this game on Monday night, but a decision that is very much on the table. And how, Shay, can it not be? How can it not be?
Okay.
Carson Wentz doesn't have to be as good as he was in 2017. He could just be okay.
Well, he's not even a shadow of what he was in 2017.
But he doesn't need to be. If this guy just played average football, they're winning the NFC East. They're winning the division. It goes back to my favorite line in the breakup. That's not the problem. She's the problem. The whole offensive line. You remember the line?
I know the
Vince
line.
Vaughn, it's so quotable in that movie, The Breakup. Everybody should go watch it. Filmed in a backyard of our town in Chicago there, which we love. But he's the problem. There's a lot of problems there, but 14 interceptions. I get it. Injuries, the defense, the offensive line, the receivers. But decision-making has cost them in some of these games. 14 times over, you've got to flirt with the change. You drafted at 53rd Jalen Hurts. If nothing's working, why not try to inject some life into your team by trying another option?
Okay. 130 million reasons why you're not going to do that. However,
that you can't be beholden to that.
You can't.
Not when you have a chance to win a division.
Okay, sure. You win the division, you play one playoff game, you get bounced. I mean, what's it worth, really?
You're
Carson Wentz
playing for something.
Carson Wentz is on pace to be sacked 60 times this season. Okay, he's been sacked a league high 40 times. That's awful. The man needs to make quicker decisions. There are numbers that prove he is not releasing the ball fast enough. The decision making is in question. That's very, very obvious. He was sacked 5 times by the Browns without Myles Garrett, I might add. Okay, the line has been arranged now. The offensive line has been shuffled multiple times, 9 times in 10 games to be exact. So while I want to put it all on Carson Wentz, the offensive line is a problem too. They had injuries starting in training camp, and that is out of his control. However, as a man who makes that much money and you are the quarterback and essentially the face of the Philadelphia Eagles at this point, decision-making needs to be at a premium. And right now, it's not. The Eagles also struggle immensely on third down. Probably the most pivotal down in football, no? They didn't convert at all against the Giants on third down, and then they went 2 for 12 on third down against the Browns. 2 for 12? What? This is a team in the National Football League.
Really quickly, you're going to play some blame when you see it. Who do you blame? Who do you blame here? Who do you blame here on Eagles? That. Blame one person. Who do you blame for all of it? One. Paramount for the blame.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Sure.
Carson Wentz is inside his own head. Carson Wentz has been knocked around too many times. I think we talk about Sam Darnold and that infamous quote, I'm seeing ghosts. I think you're looking at Carson Wentz that's so inside his head and is a shell of the player that he used to be that he's second-guessing himself. This guy is inside his own head so much, he doesn't know where to go with it.
If I hear I can't turn the ball over one more time, I can't deal. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin is presented by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home.
To win, I mean, I think, the Philadelphia Eagles and Doug Peterson needs to stop pointing the finger and point the thumb and understand that, the reason why Carson Wentz is on pace to be sacked, 60 times is the fact that they mortgaged the future for the present. Mm-hmm. And listen, they got what they wanted. They got the desired result. You talk about an organization that's never won a Super Bowl. They won a Super Bowl, and they went all in. No team. I mean, you think that the Houston Rockets was transactional? No other GM has been transactional than Maury, than Howie Roseman, and all the moves that he made. And what did he do? He mortgaged the future. They're $64 million over the cap next year. And listen, it don't matter. They got to reload. They have to start over. And we've seen guys have to reload. We've seen after the Legion of Boom outpriced themselves with Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and Sherman, they had to make sure and reload for Russell Wilson to say, hey, we got to win a different way. Because now our quarterback isn't cheap anymore, so we can't go out and get all these shiny pieces. We can't go out and go get Tommy Jernigan. He gets hurt, then go out and make another trade and go get another trade and bring all these people in. And don't have to pay the credit card bill. Eventually, the credit card bill is due, and the interest rates are pretty damn high, and they're going to have to restart it all over again. But it's not Carson Wentz's fault. He didn't forget how to play football. He's still a young quarterback. You have him at a great price when you look at now, if he was an MVP caliber quarterback, and you look at what, average quarterbacks get paid nowadays, right? He's still at a discount. You think about, they're not paying him $40 million, Mahomes money. They're not paying him Deshaun Watson's money. But when he's on, can he still play at that level? Absolutely. I mean, he's throwing to Alshon Jeffrey, who looks like he's having, from a wide receiver standpoint, we always say one uniform per person.
You're listening to All-Pro Bart Scott. Bart Scott does a great job with him and Han, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 98.7 ESPN New York. You can also catch them on Get Up at 8 a.m. Shea Cornette, Jordan Cornette filling in for Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin here. And kind of the